Hello and welcome to the 47th episode of our weekly Unity tip roundup, where we take a look at the tweets that were posted or mentioned on or around each Tuesday under the Unity tips hashtag. You already know it and we don't need to mention it again. It's getting more and more festive. Meanwhile, even Santa Clauses walk the streets. The store decorations are full of fir trees and ornaments. Christmas markets invites us to linger and the heavy smell of deep fried fries is in the air everywhere. And already people are wearing super ugly Christmas sweaters. Do you also have such a sweater? Maybe even with a coding theme? Feel free to send us pictures via Twitter. We're going from ugly sweaters to pretty Unity tips right now. In this episode we gathered 5 of the tweets that were posted, shared or retweeted around 6th of December 2022. Relatively new at this, mgear, or respectively unitycoder_com. He is with us for the second time today. Nice to see you again. He runs a Unity blog, works full-time as a simulation/VR Unity developer and is from Finland. Short introduction and a short tip, sometimes it doesn't take more. Did you know that you can hide objects with the H key? And if you press Shift and H, you can isolate objects and hide everything else? It's the little things that can make your workflow smoother. A few times more often Elvis has been here, and every time we are happy to see a familiar face. His tip for this week is another one of those good to know things. Did you know that you can use onBecameVisible and onBecameInvisible methods to detect when objects get into the camera view or leave it? Maybe this will help you in the future when you can substitute some complex visibility logic with this. We were just talking about how happy we are to see returning faces. But that does not mean that we don't appreciate new users. Overlord VR is the Twitter account of one of Niall Slater's games. He has been working on this since April 2021. It's a mech combat simulator for VR and you can already wishlist it on Steam. Currently he has 12 followers on Twitter, but maybe we can change that starting today. He just discovered a cool feature in Unity that he now wants to share with all of us. If you give your serializable classes an ID string and put it at the top of the class file, Unity will automatically use it to name instances of the class in the inspector. This will make it much easier to identify them quickly. Yes, we have counted. Pixel Shenanigan is here for the 9th time today. So the next time we meet again, we will celebrate a small anniversary. We would be very happy about that. Did you know that if you change the name of a serialized field, you lose the value in every instance of the component? You can prevent this by using the formerly serialized as attribute if you want to change the field name but keep the value. As always, Pixel Shenanigan brings not only a nice tip, but also an explanatory graphic in his tweet. With Itamar we have another Unity tip creator in our videos. Itamar operates as Man in Black Games and develops small games like Shiva or Chiaroscuro. If we pronounced that wrong, we are very sorry. Feel free to let us know, Itamar. He currently has 77 followers on Twitter and is developing his new game called Smorking. Maybe his tip is from his current project? If you are importing files from Visual Studio to Unity and it doesn't recognize them, you could try these solutions. Either close Visual Studio and click in Unity under Edit, Preferences, External Tools, Regenerate Project Files, or use another Visual Studio version, for example 2017 instead of 2019. We hope for you, and also for us, that we never get into such a situation and all of our and also all of your projects can be imported without any problems. At the very end, we also come up with our Unity tip every week. This time, it's not a tip for coding, more a visual help. Unity has introduced a new feature in version 2022. Now, there is a new onPlay behavior drop-down in the game view. With this, you can not only make it full screen, but also can send the game view area directly to another monitor and see it there. We find this really handy. A dedicated game view monitor is already ordered. Christmas is coming soon. And yet, another episode of our Unity tip video series is over. It's always a pleasure to read so many great tips from the fantastic Unity community. We read almost every single one, but unfortunately we can't include all of them here. But that does not tell anything about the value of the tip, only that it didn't get into our list this time. Sometimes it's just a quick zap through the unitytips hashtag timeline. You can also see that we have tips from people who have several thousand followers and also tips from very small accounts. The number of followers is irrelevant, it's the tip that counts. So here's another big thank you to everyone in the Unity community who posts tips every Tuesday under the unitytip hashtag. A special thanks also goes to the 5 Twitter accounts whose tips appeared in this week's video. Share the tweets, spread some likes and follow the accounts. It's a natural boost and gives you wings. It's a nice appreciation and maybe it motivates people to post even more tips. In the end, we all get something out of it. And when you're at it, share your love with us too. Follow our YouTube channel, click the bell and don't miss any future videos. All previous videos can be found in a sorted playlist in our channel. You can also find the link in the description below. And since we started with a few words about Christmas, we end with 3 words about Christmas. 16 days left. For any questions, comments, recommendations or requests, please use the comment section. Thank you for your time and see you next week.